Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
We come out chased by hounds. Round and round we go, wearing a pinche rabbit's foot for luck, just ahead of the fucking hounds. ¿Qué hubo? ¡Ah! ¡Qué vida es! ¡Qué loca vida, home!
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas. No hay que... Los cinturones aquí se hacen a un lado. Hay que pelear por honor y por gloria nada más.
I invite him into the ring, and like we say in Mexico, we don't fuck around. We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
What's your prediction for the fight, then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas.
We come out chased by hounds.
Órale, Holmes. The Mad Dog, eh? Pasó, locos. Where's my nephew G-Funk, eh? Where's he at, eh? Who's this? Who we got here, eh?
Yo.
Órale, Holmes.
I'm trying to run a show here, brother. What is this? What's going on right here, Ruben?
Who's this,
Like,
eh?
just barge in?
Where's G-Funk, eh? Who's this? Who's this vato, eh?
That's Mario from the boxing voice. You know what I mean? That's who that is.
Órale, Mario from the boxing.
He was actually invited to the show, not like somebody else.
Hey, Holmes, how come you never had me and my son on the boxing voice, eh? Huh?
Bro, we got you anytime. I picked your son over Mayweather. I got shit for it, so you know I'm familiar.
Eh? That's right, Holmes. And and you know he ran like a chicken, eh? You know he ran like a chicken for my son, eh? Him and his punk dad. They're both a bunch of punks, eh? That's all they are. They don't want none of the Mad Dog, Holmes. So what's
what is this about? Like, what's going on? Well, we're just jumping in. Like, what's going on, Ruben? What's going on? You want to get knocked out, or you want me to knock you out?
Sabes que, Holmes? I'm training right now, eh? I'm ready for you anytime, eh? Anytime, I'm ready. You know that, eh? The Mad Dog's always ready, Holmes.
Yo, but I bet my mustache knocks out your mustache. What about that?
Oh,
That's
shit,
right.
eh? Look at this firme brocha, eh? You see that?
Yours points down, mine points up, so
that's because mine goes down like a Chicano, eh? Yours goes up like a cabacho, eh?
Whoa. This is getting spicy.
Hey, he's more Mexican than you. He's got the red bandana. How about that?
That's right.
They should say the ghost, eh? Not Canelo. What's going on, eh? I thought you backed up my son, Holmes.
Nah, but I mean, your son. I mean, here's a problem with your son. Your son hasn't been good in 10 years. That's the problem with your son.
Charlie, Holmes. Sabes que? You're a hater, eh? That's what you are, Holmes. All right? I never got no respect from this guy, eh? But Mario, at least he picked my son to beat that chicken, eh? I know you, Mayweather's just gonna box, eh? He's gonna box him, you know? Get out of here, Holmes.
Well, he did. I was right. Mario was wrong, right?
He ran like a chicken, eh? He ran like a chicken, Holmes.
He ran like a chicken the whole fight. The whole fight,
eh? Never stood toe to toe like he said he was gonna do, eh? He's scared, eh?
Now, let me
scared.
tell you something. Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, like, how does it feel that Logan Paul put up a better fight than your son?
Logan who?
Logan Paul. Can you take on Logan Paul? What about Ruben Guerrero versus Logan Paul? Can we do that fight?
Holmes, let me tell you something. I don't even know who this maricon is you're talking about, Logan Paul. Who's this dude, eh? Who's this guy?
He's the new cash cow. The new cash cow of boxing.
This guy, Holmes. I live close to Vacaville, eh? I don't even see no cash cows out here, Holmes. What are you talking about, cash cow? I'm the
You ever
real
need
man,
an extra $20 bill? Just walk behind Logan Paul. It's money just falls out of him. You know what I mean? Like off his pockets. Takes the keys out of his pocket. $100 bills fall out. All you got to do is follow the guy. That's how much of a cash cow he is. But I just want to know why your son is still training. Like, are you guys serious? Is he really going to come back, make a comeback? Much anticipated comeback? Really, for real?
Sabes que, Holmes? When the Mad Dog says it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You just gotta wait, Holmes. Gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying?
Your son hasn't been good in 10 years. In a decade, he hasn't been good.
Come on, 10 years? 4 division champion, Holmes. 4-time champion, Nah, he hasn't been good in 10 years. Come on, Mario, back me up,
I don't think your son could be Rolly right now, to be honest with you.
Oh, that guy?
Oh, that's disrespectful. Rolly knocks him out.
That dude's got 2 left feet, He can't fight, Holmes. My son will dance circles around him, He looked like Muhammad Ali against a dude like that, Come on, Holmes.
But who wins the press conference between you and him? That's what I want to know. That would be the actual fight.
Right. Anytime, I'm ready anytime. You guys know that. The Mad Dog stays ready, That's why when I was in the Pinta, Holmes, nobody messed with me, I was always ready, Holmes. And that punk could get it anytime, too. All right? We're ready.
Well, what about me? Because I want to knock you out. How about that? When do you going to get it on? Ruben?
Man, that's
What's
what you've
up,
been
Ruben?
doing. The last 2 years I've been on this show, Holmes. Just been talking, I'm waiting.
Well, you haven't been on
Holmes.
for a year, so I don't know about 2 years, none of that. And guess what? I think it's a parallel. The more you're not on, the more we grow.
This guy, I built this ship, I could take her down, Holmes.
Damn.
You know that too, You know that. You and G-Funk. Where's G-Funk anyway? Where is he, Why isn't that here?
Well, what I want to know is who's the baby nuts of the week. I don't know. For some reason, when you're on, G-Funk is nowhere to be found. I don't know. I can't put two together. But who's the baby nuts of the week, Ruben? That's the only reason you're here. So what's the baby nuts of the week? And you can't say D-style. Last 3 times you were on, you're saying I'm the baby nuts of the week. No. You got to give me a real baby nuts of the week.
Well, check this out, All right? I'm not going to give you the baby nuts, even though you are the baby nuts every week. But I'll give it to somebody else this week, All right, I'm going to give it to that punk Caleb Plant, all right? Well, he doesn't want to fight Canelo. What's going on with this, This guy's got a chance to be the undisputed champion, Make millions of dollars to get in there and fight. No, he's acting like a little chavala, He don't want to get in there and fight, Holmes. He's scared. He's scared, vato. That guy's the baby nuts of the week, I'm going to tell you something, Pull your balls out of your vagina, and get in there and fight, Holmes, all right? I don't like that shit, I don't like it.
You can't talk about him like that. Caleb Plant has a wife. He has a family. You can't say that about him.
That vato is. Let me tell you something, He wouldn't last 5 minutes in the Mad Dogs world, 5 minutes,
All right. So that's a baby nuts. Now get the hell out of here before I knock you out.
Holmes, let me tell you something. Let me get you walking in the streets of Gilas, Holmes. It's on, Holmes. You better be ready, Estoy listo.
And they don't got anything out there, bro. Like, what do they got out there? Like unless you're a vampire, ain't nobody scared of being out there. You got garlic. Well, what else you got? That's all you got over there, bro. That's why everybody has like smelly ass breath over there.
You know what I mean? Holmes, I got this right here for you, Putazos,
your son hasn't been good in 10 years, okay? And you haven't trained any world champions, really? I mean, saying.
Come on, 4 division champion, my son. I did that, I trained him, all right?
Your son
that is impressive.
Hasn't been good in 10 years. Since 2007.
Don't believe this guy's garbage, All right? This is garbage, Holmes.
Get out of here. Get out of here and knock you out.
Baby, get out of here. Caleb Plant, Caleb Plant. And tell G-Funk I'm looking for him too, He should have been here, Holmes. I don't know where he's at.
I don't know. I don't know where he's at. Get out of here, Ruben. Get out of here. All right? Well,
you put that baby nuts real quick on there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But we'll be back after this game.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think the Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
Thanks to those joining me live and to those that be joining me on archive. Shout out to everybody listening on Spotify and iHeartRadio. I have my Sondeo Media clipboard ready to go with the 4 kings right there. That's what it's all about. I got them right here too. But anyway, shout out to everybody. Hit my like button. We got a lot to talk about today. Of course, we'll be talking about the De La Hoya Belfort, Teofimo Lopez saying no to a fight over in Australia against Kambosos. Very interesting to pick an HCP of the week, but we're going to try. Team USA 7-1 so far. And Gerald Washington does catch COVID-19. COVID-19 catches another body, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Conor Benn against Adrian Granados. Probably an underrated fight with a prospect and, a veteran out there. So we want to talk about that. Canelo plant is off, according to Coppinger. All right. And, of course, we'll do an early preview, August 14th fight of Vergil Ortiz against Mean Machine. All right. So we're going to be talking about that. Shout out to that headband, the El Canelo. You know what I mean? We're joined by Mario from the Boxing Voice and from Gfunky, whose Uncle Ruben showed up and invaded the show. What's going on, Gfunky? What's going on over here?
The way he was here? I missed him?
He was looking for you, bro.
Oh, man. You serious,
bro? A duck. He called you a duck.
You guys fucking with me, right?
And, there's rumors out there that, when he's not around, you're not around. I'm not making any accusations. I'm not. But we're just, the rumors out there, Gfunky. I'm just saying.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I miss my uncle, man. The pandemic, bro. I've locked things down, man. I'm following guidelines, I can't have him over here, man. He's over there partying with viejas and shit. I can't have him, man. Too dangerous.
Shout out to Maestro. He says, smash the like button upon entry. And salute to the entire HCP familia. All right. Make sure you guys, give us some ideas who's the Hispanic causing panic of the week. It's interesting. Puerto Rican Rum, Sergeant AMG, Johnny Blaze on here. Shout out to you. And thank you very much for your membership there, brother. Big Dog Willie with that super chat. I thought you had got COVID and quit your show. No, brother, we're still here. You know what I mean? We're still here. We're still here, and I appreciate the support, of course. No Pablo Channel says HCP Familia. Shanti Pearl, how's it going? Javier Avila, A-Rod, and Johnny Blaze again. High and Low Sportsatorium, how's it going? Thanks for being here. The Fight Doctor shouting out everybody, including Uncle Ruben. All right, Feliciano, DJ Mexicano de Tejas. F.R. Racist. Hey, that's a pretty interesting name. Potato Boss and Nando Llamas. HCPs to you, brother. And the GOAT. Talking about plant fanboys. That's interesting. I'll leave that comment up for a little bit. Psycho Boxing Fan Watts. We got Ozzy, Jimmy 007, and all that good stuff. Chicano Prophet, Mario Figueroa. Let's go ahead and talk this boxing right now. Let's start with this. De La Hoya versus Belfort. I mean, if you didn't care before, do you now care that it's a sanctioned fight, but it's still a chick fight? You know what I mean? It's 2-minute rounds, but it's sanctioned. I don't know how they pulled that one off. I don't know if Troller is lying or whatever, just to sell the fight. I don't know if they can lie. Mario, let's start with you. What do you make of the fact that it's now a sanctioned fight at 180 pounds and it's 2 minutes? Strange.
Yeah, it's funny too because that all popped off right after y'all made a big deal about it. Y'all had brought it up about who wins, and I think some of y'all. I mean, I know you, D-Style, and I think Beeb too are picking Belfort, and I get that, I do. But I cared before. I care even more now. For it to be a sanctioned bout means something more than for it to be an exhibition. Anything can be an exhibition. Ruben Guerrero and G-Funk can, get in the bathroom and start wailing on each other. That's an exhibition at the end of the day. So this counts even more. This means something even more. And I do think it was a problem for it to be at that 180 limit. I don't think there's anything you could really do about it looking at De La Hoya these days. But yeah, man, I care even more, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. G-Funk, I think it's your mic, brother. I don't know if it's connected. I could be wrong, but just to check that out. It doesn't have that usual explosion. You know what I mean? This is G-Funky. You know,
how about now? Sound good now?
Yeah, you're good now. I think you're good. A shout out to Blood Boxing out there, by the way, and the Maestro as well. Thank you for the membership, Maestro. And thank you for the membership, Big Dog Willie as well. Shout out to everybody, man. I definitely appreciate it. You can join the membership for just 99 cents. You can support these Style Boxing Live and the HCP Familia and all that good stuff. Gfunky, it's sanctioned, but it's only 2 minutes. Like, why not just drop the rounds? Why not go from 8 rounds to 6 instead of dropping the minutes? I don't know, but what do you make of it, brother?
Oh, man. I really don't know what to make of it. I mean, will it count on De La Hoya's record?
Yes.
If he loses,
it's
wins,
sanctioned.
yeah, it will. But does it really matter at this point? No. So, I mean, really, it's not, at the end of the day, really, it's not a big deal. I don't think it hurts his legacy at all. I mean, he already went out on a bad note. He got destroyed by Manny Pacquiao pretty badly in his last fight at 147. But I mean, yeah, you make a good point. Instead of just making shorter rounds, why not just make less rounds? You know, I honestly think that would favor De La Hoya. He's got more experience fighting the 3-minute rounds. But I still think he's going to beat him, man. I do. I just think that when you get an MMA fighter in a boxing ring under boxing rules, they're at a huge disadvantage every time. And it's the other way around when the boxers go into the MMA cage, whether it be octagon, whatever it is. Although you'll get the occasional, guy that looks good here and now and then, like we saw what Ray Mercer did to Tim Sylvia, locked him out pretty quickly. And then we just seen what a retired Anderson Spider Silva did to one Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., embarrassed him in front of his hometown fans. So occasionally we'll get an upset. In this particular case, I don't see that. I liked Belfort as a UFC fighter. He was very exciting, especially when he first burst on the scene. Quick hands. He does have experience boxing too, so I think it'll be a pretty decent fight. And I see what Maestro says, size matters. I would agree with that, but in this case, I think skills pay the bills, man. I think if Oscar can still work that jab just to be halfway what it was in his prime or even towards the end of his career, I think he should be able to control Belfort. So I'm still going to go with Oscar. And to me, it doesn't matter if it's sanctioned or not at the end of the day,
Hey, Chauncey Pearl says the battle of the gun shies. Watch Belfort being gun shy since he's been tested for pits, and the Hoya been out of the ring forever. Gonna be the battle of a staring match. Here's what I'll say. My opinion. I mean, here's the thing. It's now 180 pounds, and I question how comfortably Belfort can make that. I mean, I think that was a little bit De La Hoya flexing his A side a little bit. And I think he should, but I think my main concern is not, of course, De La Hoya is a much better boxer than De La Hoya. I mean, there's no doubt. Just like Rigondeaux, I think we can all agree is a better boxer than most middleweights, right? But he put him in there with a middleweight, he's at a big disadvantage because size matters. You know what I mean? So it's the size. Like, that's what I'm looking at. Like, what? I'm just going to say the size is a concern. Now, obviously, De La Hoya pops him and drops him or visibly hurts Belfort, then it's a different story. We will see how it goes. I don't know about this 2-minute thing, though. If you just want to go, if you want to do less time, just drop the rounds. That's what I think.
I would have agreed with that, too. I think that would have been overall better. But I think, to be honest with you, whatever is best to get action in the fight. I am a little scared that it's a stare down, so if they don't have to go as many rounds, perhaps they'll have more in the tank later on as they're, both of y'all have been watching long enough to know what the first 3 rounds of a fight are. They're usually fill out rounds. They're usually get to know you rounds. And when you're going in there with a guy who has the power and the explosiveness of a Belfort, but doesn't have the boxing ability, you got to kind of be careful there for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of read them out. That would be the smart thing for a seasoned boxer to do. So the shorter rounds might, favor De La Hoya down the road or down the line in the fight.
This episode is brought to you by Estrella Jalisco. It wouldn't be HCP without it. You know what I mean? And by those headbands, El Canelo as well. It's brought to you by that. Okay. A shout out to Blood Boxing and the GOAT Psycho. Darkness Has Fallen. How's it going? We will see what happens with that. It's still, even though it's sanctioned, it's still like an exhibition to me. De La Hoya is 50 years old, man. Like, how much stock can we put on what he does in this fight? I don't know. You know what I mean? Here's what I do know. I don't care. Dude, he'll go out there and dominate Belfort and knock him out in 3 rounds. I still don't want to see him in the ring with Canelo, right?
Oh, no.
No.
To you guys, is there any performance you could put on, like any type of dominance to convince you to get him back and get him in the ring with Canelo?
Of course, I think there is. Not for me personally, not for G-Funk personally, not for our communities who are knowledgeable. Yo, but let me tell y'all, because there was nothing more popping in wrestling than when Vince McMahon and Stone Cold were going at it. And that's what this level is with. I'm telling you, listen, Canelo de la Hoya, it might be a biggest joke in the world to us, but to the casuals, I think, that's reminiscent to a degree. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Canelo's going to come out, popping beer cans and flipping people off, but I do think that to a degree, everybody at least understands the drama between them two. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that it could register for fans. I mean, the Anderson Silva fight might win over Chavez Jr., might get him the Logan Paul fight. So who knows?
Man, well, I mean, G-Funk, is there anything you think he can do? And do you agree with that? Do you think a lot of casual fans would be like, yeah, let's see, like Canelo beat down his former boss? That could be like a thing. I don't know, but what do you?
That's an excellent point that Mario just made. For us, there's really nothing he could do. Like, I don't care if he sparks him out in 30 seconds with a left hook, a vintage De La Hoya left hook. I still don't want to see this guy in there with anybody that's in their prime and a current fighter. No. But I could already see the casuals like, man, did you see what he did? My God, he knocked him out so quickly. And the guy was so much bigger than him. De La Hoya still has it, like, no, I'm sorry. That won't do it for me, but I could definitely see some people saying, yeah, why not? Why not do it? But I mean, I don't know. I don't think that would happen though. I still think he beats Belfort pretty easily in my opinion, but no, nothing for me.
Yo, that was a pretty good Vince McMahon impression though. I'm not going to lie. I know that's what that was. You're like, not for me. I was like, yo, you sound like him.
He's got no chance. No chance in hell. You got, you know what I mean? Imagine Canelo walks out to like the glass shattering.
Yo, that would be, oh my God, that would be epic. That would be like
all black and stuff. Canelo 316 says, I just whooped your ass, son. Like,
Canelo, walking with his head bobbing to the ring.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Canelo 316 says, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll buy that shirt. Y'all lying if you say you wouldn't buy that shirt.
Before we continue, of course, Mario's from the boxing. Well, what's going on with the boxing? I know you guys are going to have a card on the Boxing Voice here on YouTube. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, man. We are doing we're doing commentating now. And so we've been doing that a couple times, and that's led to some interesting opportunities. Actually, we're going to be in Atlanta this Friday for a Saturday card. But on August 14th, we're going to have Lorenzo Truck Simpson's fight against Manny Woods. We're going to do the commentating. It's going to be in Decatur, Georgia at the Cosmopolitan Lounge. And we'll be doing the commentating live, but it will be live on the Boxing Voice channel for free. You can stream it. Man, we think it's going to be a great time.
Hey, man, I think everyone in the boxing community here on YouTube needs to go ahead and support that. It's free boxing to watch. You know what I mean?
Free boxing.
And it'll be available on the replay as well. So you guys can go ahead and watch that. And you guys are going to be doing the commentary for that?
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. Yeah, we're going to be doing the commentary for it. Darren Cunningham's also on the card. Quatavius Cash is on the card. So it's a decent little card. It's really good. A lot of really exciting fighters. And so, we'll be doing the commentating, man. We did the one for last weekend too, or a couple weekends ago for the Mack Truck fight. And, his knockout went viral. It was crazy, but our reaction was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we're having fun with it, man. It's really cool. We're just like a team thing, but we all it's like this. I'll be honest with you. I think y'all two would be great at it. It's the chemistry that you feed off of that like I know where Ness is going to go with it, or Doomy knows where I'm trying to take something. You know what I'm saying? It's just that years of doing shows together that allows you to, be better than you probably actually are.
Yeah.
I just think it's important to again, as boxing fans, to go ahead and support that show, watch that show, and check out those fighters, getting those fisticuffs on. I can't wait. I'm definitely going to be tuning in. It's too far for me to go, obviously, but I'll be tuning in like I think many of us should be tuning in. You know what I mean? So I can't wait for that.
Definitely.
Yep. Great stuff. Hey, just a quick shout out here. Team USA 7-1 so far. So shout out to Team USA. I think they're doing a great job. It was a rocky start. There was a quick elimination there. But they went on and won like 7 straight and in pretty convincing fashion, most of them. So now, they'll be moving on to the quarterfinals. If they win the next matchup, they're going to fight for an opportunity to medal. So I'm hoping most of them do medal. So shout out to Christine. Unfortunately, because of the time that it's on, I haven't had a chance to really watch outside of some highlights, but have any of you had an opportunity to watch any of the Olympic fights?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Mario.
Okay.
I only got to watch a couple. I've been pretty busy this week, but I did actually sit down and catch a couple of the fights. One girl, I can't remember her name, but they said she had the OCD thing, and that she was battling that and overcame it. And she won her fight too against a pretty big Russian girl. Good fight, So I'm glad to see people like that with the the things going on to overcome that and win a big fight on a big stage, man. The world stage, the Olympics. So really good stuff.
Talk about pressure, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, I couldn't agree more with you, G-Funk. I think that's what makes Olympics for boxing fans so much cooler sometimes, is that they're able to get some of that really deep dive stuff in their stories into it, and it makes you commit to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, boxing's always for me been a story. Tell the best story and you're going to get me interested. You're going to get me vested into it. And the thing is that there are some really great fighters, on Team USA right now. I got to see Keyshawn Davis's fight. He looked the part. He looked really good. I got to see Duke Reagan, and that kid is whoa. He is every bit as advertised, and him and along with Troy Isley obviously are the 3 to watch. Delonte Johnson in there too, but these guys are the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? And they are representing in like the biggest way, in a way, because the past Olympics have had some great fighters, and they've done well in representing themselves after the amateurs, but we haven't been collecting medals in a long time. I think this is the class that can, kind of nudge us back into the right direction.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to I'm definitely going to be tuning in, for the quarterfinals, and I'm definitely looking forward to see, I'm hoping, we medal, and not just medal, like, we need some gold medals out there. There was a while only Carissa Shields was winning gold medals, right? And we haven't had a male medal since Andre Ward, right? A gold medal, that is, since Andre Ward.
I was just gonna say Shakur won one a few years back, but you
silver,
said gold medal. So
last gold medal was Andre Ward.
There's one thing I don't like. There's always 2 bronze medalists. I kind of wish they would have a bronze medal match, but I get it. Boxing's dangerous. I don't want them to go over there again, but that's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Yeah, like they do it for other Olympic sports. Like, you got to earn that bronze, So that's just my opinion there. But I just wanted to go ahead and shout that out. Let's talk about Teofimo Lopez saying no go for Australia. All right, I don't want to go fight in Australia. All right, no go. And this shit might go to litigation. The fight might not even happen. Depending on what the IBF says, he might get stripped if he doesn't go over there. Who knows what's going to happen here? This shit might go to court. Does Teofimo Lopez can he afford for all this to go to court? I think it might be less of a hassle to just go to Australia. Like, it's just my opinion. Triller might just mutually be like, yeah, we don't want any of this, but then Kambosos could jump in. He could do a lawsuit. This thing could get ugly, and it can get ugly really quick. What do you make of it, Mario?
Yeah, no, I think it's gotten ugly. I think that it's gotten ugly and but it could get uglier. You're absolutely right. I listen, as a fan of boxing, which I've been so much longer than I have been a podcaster or a journalist or whatever. I've been watching this sport way longer, and so that person that's a fan of the sport says in my head, "Yo, Teo, like, don't trip, dog. You got this. Is he dangerous? Yeah, he can be. Is he tough? Sure, and you deserve credit for the win, but you would get even more credit beating him on his home soil, right?" I know he can do it. I think he's the better fighter. So it's like, it's not worth the hassle to tie up your career just as it's getting started. That's the biggest problem. But I think ultimately the person that's covered the sport knows that, you got to fight every A-side battle you can get to hold that position. And I think that's what he's doing.
All right. Well, what do you make of it, Gfunky? I mean, he doesn't want to go to Australia.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know what's changed over the last 6 months or so. We had Teofimo Sr. here. I want to say it was back in December or maybe early January, coming off the big win against Vasily Lomachenko. We talked about that. We talked about a lot of things, but we also talked about how the IBF had ordered the fight with his son and George Kambosos. And he told us on the show, he said, "Hey, look, we're going to make a good amount of money. We're going to go down to Australia because at the time, the world was still kind of shut down. But down there, they had things under control in Australia. A few months prior to us having him on, they had Tim Tszyu, Jeff Horn in front of a live audience. There was like close to 30,000 people in Australia to see that fight during the pandemic. This was last year. So they were talking, yeah, we're going to go down there. We're going to make money. There's going to be a live gate. Let's do it. So we were like, okay, cool. Go down there, get your money, go beat this guy, and then we move on to something bigger and better. Maybe a Devin Haney, a Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, move up to 140, whatever it may be. So I'm going to keep it consistent, man. If you were okay with it then, why are you not okay with it now? Nothing's changed. What's changed is that you were the A side then. You're the A side now. Really the only thing that's changed is that it went to purse bid. You got paid a lot of money by Triller to fight this guy. You got sick with COVID. The fight had to be moved a couple times. But look, at the end of the day, you were still the guy with all the belts. You were still the guy that was getting paid more than Kambosos. You were still the A side. So I don't understand what the issue is here, man. I really don't. I think he's just flexing just to flex. And you know what? We see it all the time in boxing. People are complaining about it on a topic that we're going to touch on in a little bit. But I'm just saying this. Look, go down there to Australia, beat this guy like I think you're going to beat him, and then let's just move on, man. This is just taking far too long, man. He's going to be out of the ring almost a year now. He fought Lomachenko in October last year. Now they're talking about it might be in October of this year. So it's going to be almost a year the kid's been out of the ring. I don't like it. I don't like the inactivity. I don't like all the back and forth. Just get in there and get this guy out of there, man.
Yeah, I agree. Look, they were, I don't know if you remember this, Mario, when they were ecstatic and talking about how they're going to go to Australia and make a lot of money.
Yes.
They even had the competition with Eddie Hearn telling them, hey, we're going to make a lot of money fighting Kambosos. So if you want us to fight in, you got to pay up. You know what I mean? And he even said 10 million. Remember the 10 million they were throwing out?
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, so like Gfunky said, and we got to keep it honest, like what happened? Like I get that, okay, the circumstances are different because they did offer me this money, you know what I mean? And all that good stuff. Okay, they offered me money, so I don't need to do that right now, but you do, like they won the purse bid, bro. Yeah, they're the ones forking out the money. And if they say it's going to go to Australia, I'm not saying there's no legal way to maybe force it back to the States or something like that. But if there is, man, so what? We got to wait for it to go to court? We got to wait for it to go to litigation? And then see what they rule, and what do they rule against you? Then what? What if the IBF says, nah, bro, you got to defend the belt. You got this much X amount of time to do it. Then what? There's a lot of factors here. And I do want to know what the chat thinks, of course. You guys can let us know in the comment section. Stephen says Australia is locked down with COVID-19. But one of the selling points is that, they can go, look, They were one of the first nations where they had an audience when guys were fighting, right? Like with Tim Tszyu, for example. I think Tim Tszyu Horn happened during a quote unquote lockdown, but they had people in the stadium. You know what I mean? So that's where Triller feels it can go make some of the money on the gate, whatever it is. But they've made that decision, and now if you let it go to purse bit, now you're not really working with your promoter anymore. You're just not. So do you think this fight happens, Mario? Do you think the fight will fall apart?
I actually think that the fight is going exactly the way that it's supposed to go now. Like, and I say that because, G-Funk made a really good point. Like, what's changed? Okay, well, let's highlight what's changed since that moment. Yes, you got the money. That's a big part of it. But the other aspect to this is that when at the time that went down, the purse bid, Teo and Arum were estranged to a degree, right? There was bad blood. There was, shit talking in the media. I mean, both senior and junior came on the show saying, stuff and wild, it didn't seem like it was going to be able to patch that relationship. But now that relationship's patched. And all of a sudden now Teo's talking different about a situation that was, he was fine with 6 months ago, like G-Funk said, right? So is this all going according to plan? In the chat, damn, I had that name ready, but somebody in the chat just mentioned it too. It's like, is this all orchestrated by Arum? And I don't want to put the tinfoil hat on, but, Arum's already come out and told ESPN, we're ready to step in. We're ready to step in if Triller does it. It's like, no, you mean you're ready to catch the ball that you popped out of the receiver's fucking hands. Like, that's what this feels like ultimately.
Well, I mean, the Godfather. Nobody makes a fight without me. Come back to the father. Like, you know what I mean? Bro, first of all, it was Triller's fault for postponing the event because they felt it was too close to the Mayweather fight. Right, that's number one. But Mayweather was fighting on Sunday, so... But I get it, right? Maybe people have so much on a budget and all that. So they were responsible for postponing it, okay, the first time. And then, unfortunately, and I get it, and I believe him. He got COVID and all that. Okay, cool. And then Triller is kind of, I don't know, they can't make up their minds, right? Like, it's like, oh, we're going to put him on the undercard of the De La Hoya Belfort fight. Or it was going to be the main event, whatever it is. What happened there? Why is that not a thing anymore? Did the Lopez's not want to be on the undercard? I don't know. Or was it vice versa? Maybe De La Hoya didn't want to be on the undercard. I have no idea. Maybe they want to spread out the profits. I have no clue. But the whole thing has been a mess with Triller. You could tell that, they're not handling this boxing thing very well. Like, there's a lot of bumps in the roads. You got fighters complaining like Roy Jones is not getting paid. Logan Paul saying, they weren't living up to their end of the bargain. So there's a lot of bumpy stuff here going on with Triller. Is this a bad sign for Triller, Mario, in your opinion?
Yeah, 100%. I think that if you look at the even short history of what happened with networks remember when PBC first started, how many networks were involved in it? I mean, dude, it was networks I didn't even hear of. Yeah. Exactly. And who are the ones that ended up substantiating, boxing and keeping it on? Like, it was very few of them. And the rest of them all had issues from the very get-go, whether it was dates or money or whatever the issue was. So this definitely does not bode well and doesn't give me the confidence that these guys have the ability to last long-term in the sport.
Hey, hi and low, Sports Tutorial. I appreciate the support there, brother. He says, what is complicated is simplicity. The new contract changes everything. Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But we will see what goes down here, because I have a feeling it is possible, G-Funky, that he gets stripped of his IBF, and then he goes and fights Lomachenko in a rematch. You know what I mean? And I know you don't want the rematch. You're against it. I get it. But it looks like that's the route we're going. And then Kambosos fights somebody else, and all of a sudden we got like 3-4 champions at lightweight again. What do you make of it?
I don't like it. I don't like the fact that it could happen. He gets stripped. I don't like they're talking a rematch right away. Loma, I'm sorry, man. Loma doesn't deserve a rematch right away. He got beat soundly by this kid. The fight wasn't close, man. let's get somebody else in there, man. Can we see some new fights? Like, I get it, like Top Rank, they have a long history of making rematches, trilogies. Like, we've seen a lot of it, all right, over the past. But I'm just sick and tired of it, man. To me, this fight doesn't even deserve a rematch. I'm sorry. I know a lot of Lomachenko fans out there are excited because of what he did to Nakatani. But look, Nakatani's not Teofimo Lopez. They're two different fighters, man. So if you're going to put all your eggs in one performance, in one basket, based off that performance, you go right ahead. Go right ahead. But like we told you back last year that he was going to beat Lomachenko and beat him again, okay? And if Loma wants to get more aggressive early on, he's going to get knocked out this time, okay? Because the guy was hurt several times at the end of that fight when he, quote-unquote, started taking over, like these guys like to say, all right? I'm sorry, I don't want to see it. I want to see the Haney fight. I want to see the Garcia fight if he ever comes back. I want to see the Tank fight. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight a couple of other guys, like if you're going to move up, fight Josh Taylor, 140. Like, I'd rather see all that before Lomachenko. And I'd rather see him keep his belt, you know? But like you said, it's a possibility, and then we could have multiple champions again at 135. So just get it done, man. Just get in there and get this guy out of there, man. I'm getting frustrated.
Now, I just want to just slightly challenge you here. So I know you say your grandfather was a big Joe Louis fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Joe Louis got dominated and knocked out by Schmeling in their first fight.
He sure did.
What happens if he never gets his rematch? Because what for? I dominated and beat him.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the way I look at it is like this again. Like if we were at the park playing ball, you know, me and Mario play a game, I beat him pretty soundly. Like I'm not going to hold you up when you're trying to get in and get on the court just to play him again. Like that's the way I look at it, you know? So he got beat soundly. Let's see somebody else first.
Just like Mario's beating us soundly with the headgear here, you know, with the El Canelo, like, you know what I mean? Well, we got baseball caps on, you know, like, but yeah, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who we will be speaking about on the main event of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is one more thing I wanted to say about this whole thing, this whole ordeal is, and I can't tell them what to do when I get the concerns of what if, you know, what if we don't get a fair shake? What if the judges rob us? Like, well, what if that happens, right? I get it, but once you're concerned about that with a house fighter, 'cause that's what it is about the house fighter. Once you're concerned about that with the house fighter Lomachenko, and you took that challenge anyway, you know what I mean? So, man, I think he has a spectacular performance against Kambosos. And you could create you can absorb his fan base over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. And they have really strong boxing fans. They do. They might not have a lot, but you know, they show love to their national sportsmen. So you're absolutely right.
You know what else too? I mean, he never brought that up with us when we asked him about the fight. He never said, "Oh, you know, we're a little afraid to go in there because we could get robbed on the scorecard." So he was confident. Remember? What did he say? He goes, "This guy is like a little bit better version of a Magdaleno." And they destroyed Magdaleno. So, I mean, if you felt that way about it back then you should feel the same way about it now.
I think he was on y'all's airwaves when he said, and I don't want to say that this is verbatim, but I could swear he was on this show when he said something to the regards of, I'm not going to need the judges, or the judges aren't going to matter. He said something like that, right? It was on these airwaves. I'm almost not even like 90% sure.
Yeah.
I definitely, I just saying. Shout out to Ness from the Boxing Boys. How's it going, brother? Hope we're doing well.
Shout out Ness. TBV.
Is that George with a mic? Is that what that means? Or what does that mean?
You might be talking about my mic.
Yeah, but shout out to Punch Drunk here in the building.
That's hilarious.
Well,
that's hilarious, bro. Yo, everybody making penis head jokes about that man online is so fucked up, bro. Like, oh, that's another topic though. Shout out TBV.
I'm just saying. Hey, challenging. It's a challenging question because there wasn't any like standout guy that fought or like, you know what I mean? But hey, there's no definition to Hispanic. It can mean anything. So Hispanic causing panic of the week. You got anybody in mind at all? Anybody you could think of, guys? What do you guys think?
Yeah, listen. we talked about the criteria for it, and since there wasn't really a criteria, I'm gonna go with Brandon Figueroa. I know that his fight's not coming up this week. I know it's still about a full month and a half away or something, but this is old school boxing, guys. This is what I remember as a kid. Guys fighting a man, beating that man to get to the other man, to beat him, to become the man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this guy's doing. And you know, all credit to him. I don't know if I have him as the favorite in this fight, just being realistic, using my boxing mind, thinking about who would win, but I'm absolutely rooting for this kid. I followed him and his brother Omar for years. You know, I've spent hours in the gym with them, and they're great people. Their father's great people. And he's trying to do something big time. And he's trying to do something that made me fall in love with this sport to begin with. This is gladiator shit. So just, I got to highlight him. I get the chance. You give us the chance. And again, I got to say, you know, love this segment. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. And yes, AMG, he is fighting Fulton. That is correct. What do you got in mind, Gfunky?
I really don't know. I mean, you know,
Mad Dog Guerrero, is he the Hispanic causing panic?
Oh man, he was causing some panic.
He caused some panic tonight. Yeah, he definitely caused panic tonight.
I didn't get a chance to check him out, but from what I'm hearing in the chat, what I've been reading, man, that dude was going off.
Right. While you think about it, let me throw a name out here, and that's going to be Vergil Ortiz. Okay, being accused of ducking Crawford when he was already scheduled to fight Mean Machine. Reporters not doing their jobs, man. Like just going out there, just throwing stuff out there. Oh, Vergil, I got word that Vergil didn't want to fight him, and he passed up the offer to fight Crawford. Dude, he's going to fight Mean Machine. It's already scheduled, you know what I mean? And he put that out there. His dad tweeted it out, you know what I mean? And I think some of these ESPN reporters got a little, you know, shaky there, you know what I mean? A little bit of panic there, you know what I mean?
Well, I'll make my pick now then. Seeing Ness in the chat and having Mario on the show reminded me of the boxing voice. So I'm going to go Jojo Diaz. Jojo Diaz, you know, Ness hits him up on the side while Haney's raging about duck talk. This guy's talking like a duck. And then he shows up and he's like, hey, I'm ready. Let's do this thing, you know? So I'm going to give it to Jojo Diaz, man. The guy was over at Dave & Buster's with his family. You know, they're having a good time and stuff. Ness gets him on the line. Hey, maybe we should give Ness the Hispanic Causing Panic of the Week for that move.
No shit, right?
That was brilliant.
Hey, well, there you go. I mean, I'll put the poll up and you guys can decide. Hey, I think Vergil's going to take it. But I guess we will see. We will see. Let's go ahead and oh, look, it looks like it. No, it doesn't let me vote. I can't vote on my own poll.
You can't vote, bro. You can't vote.
Sway it. You could be like the tiebreaker. If it gets to a tie, you could be the tiebreaker.
Fair enough. Well, you guys let me know there. Make sure you vote on that. By the way, shout out to Maestro Ah. Had a show yesterday with the Kenny T. You guys can check it out in the playback. Check out HCP Uncensored every Monday on Gfunky Boxing. We had a Ring IQ and Knockout to Nika. Great show. We had Mini Max as well. Don't forget about Mini Max. I heard he won his fight. Did he win his fight?
Oh, he destroyed Checkmate. That was not even close.
Shit. It was a domination.
Shout out to the young man. It was a brutal.
Name me a boxing fight that you could compare to it, like Porter Maldonado, something like that, or what?
No, that was Mayweather Gotti. That's what that was.
Mayweather Gotti, bro.
It was brutal.
Whoa,
brutal beating.
You're talking flawless victory.
Man. Flawless victory. You know what I mean? That's what we got to do. Well, we will see. Punchok says, Bill was like, Jojo, do you have some gray Papan? Didn't keep the same energy. You're my brother. We love you, man. You know we love you. This dude will be talking the most shit. Then he sees the dude. All of a sudden, they're brothers. They love him. It's all love at the end of the day. Like, what do you mean it's all love at the end of the day? I want to fight at the end of the day. I don't want love. Like, you know what I mean? If you want love, like, we're watching the wrong shit. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? It's all love at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Tough love. Hey, under the radar, I don't see a lot of stuff about this. So, Gerald Washington tested positive for COVID-19, and he's out. Oh, Michael Coffie will now be facing Johnathan RIce. What do you make of this? Let's start with Gfunky. I know you were saying, hey, this is a real thing. You know what I mean? Especially when Fury got tested positive, a lot of people this dude called D-Style really went hard on Tyson Fury. But that aside, what do you mean, man? Yet another fight he canceled altogether. This time, Gerald Washington catches COVID. No breaking news, clickbaity art, videos about this one, but it's under the radar. But it was a fight that will no longer happen. And best wishes to Gerald Washington, by the way.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was gonna do was just say get better. Hopefully it's not too serious, But the thing is this, man, this thing is still moving, man. It's still moving like crazy, still affecting a lot of people. It's not a game, man. So we all got to just be vigilant, man. That's really what it's got to be at the end of the day. I don't know his situation. Obviously, it has not been covered as much as the Tyson Fury situation. So I don't know what his situation was, how he got exposed to it, how he got it, whatever. But I could just say this, man. I've done my best, man, to follow guidelines and everything, and I haven't been sick in almost 2 years now. That's the longest streak I've had in a long time of not being sick. Not even just a regular cold virus, nothing.
Knock on that wood, bro.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just doing my part, and I'm a public employee too, so I've been around people, but I just been doing my part, man, wearing my mask, sanitizing, washing my hands, doing all that good stuff. So I just hope, man, people got to just, get these crazy ideas out of their head and protect yourself. Unfortunately for fights and events, this thing doesn't care. It just doesn't matter who's invested in an event, who's got money, who's this, who's that. It doesn't matter. It's going to show up, whether you like it or not. So, I just hope that Gerald Washington gets better, man. And we can get past this thing and we could get back to normal somewhat, but we're just not there yet,
Mario, obviously, Gerald Washington isn't that headlining name, right? And so we don't see it as much, right? But what do you make of it? It seems a little under the radar for me, and I think it is like a big deal. It's another fight that was canceled due to COVID. But what do you make of it?
No, it is a big deal. It's a huge deal. For these two fighters who had an opportunity to headline a major show on a major network, and this was a fight fans fight. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody talks about what fights appeal to casuals and what fights appeal to whatever. This was a fight that everyone could enjoy. And it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate this happens. And Johnathan RIce steps in. And this isn't any hate on Johnathan RIce at all, but he's 13-6 as a pro. He just lost, or not just lost, a year ago. He lost to F.A. Ajaba, and he doesn't really have any notable wins. Johnathan RIce is not at all Gerald Washington. You could say what you want about Gerald Washington, him losing to guys like Big Baby and Adam Kanaki and Charles Martin, but he has wins over Robert Helenius. He has wins over Ray Austin, Eddie Chambers, and I dare you to find a better name than any of those on either Johnathan RIce or Mike Polite Coffie's resume. This was a big step up for Mike. I really love this fight for him. I was always been a Gerald Washington guy. This is a fight that he could have won that would have reinserted him into the equation at the heavyweight picture. So it's just unfortunate. The card is still really good. I urge people to just still watch it. Mike Polite Coffie is still a guy that's fun to watch. I think Johnathan RIce gives him the opportunity to put him out early. He's got 2 KOs already that he's lost, Johnathan RIce. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate. Guys need to protect themselves, especially because you got to think of it. It's like, it's your money. You don't get paid unless you fight, and you have to be vigilant with this stuff because, obviously it's still out there. It might not be as rampant as it was, but it's still very, very dangerous out there.
It definitely is dangerous out there, and I am noticing, right? And it could be like a critique to myself, right? But I don't see a lot of people upset, angry, etc. at Gerald Washington here. I don't really see that anywhere.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't fit the narrative. That's the problem.
Exactly. Damn. Well said. No, seriously, well said. You're absolutely 100% right. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Everyone else is faking that these guys hate, but other stuff. Oh, we'll mention that one. Garbage.
Word.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah. Now that still doesn't excuse Fury for not having the two vaccine shots, right? And speaking of that, Bob Arum did come out. From what I saw it on Twitter somewhere. I think Benson put it out.
Yeah, he did.
And they took ownership for it, and even he said, I was kind of surprised. Arum said this. He said, and we didn't do enough either. Like I yelled at them and everything, but at the same time, we didn't do enough to prevent this from happening. And he actually gave credit to Deontay Wilder and his team, saying, "Hey, they did their part. They took care of themselves. We didn't. So most praise to them." That is, I don't know if it's Arum getting old. I don't know if it's or what. But he's like, that's not, or maybe it wasn't Arum. I don't know. Was that a press release or did Arum straight say that? I don't know. But
I thought I saw Bob say that. I could check real quick though.
Okay.
Hey, got to give credit where credit is due. He's being a man and saying, "Look, we effed up." I respect that. Obviously, I don't like the fact that he got COVID and we have to listen to two months of garbage up until the fight. I was hoping it would be over by now, but it's cool. We lasted over a year and a half now with it. We can go a few more months, but credit to the old man Bob for taking some accountability for what happened in the fight being moved back. And these guys got to do a better job, man. You just have to. Like I said, I'm not making millions of dollars with these guys, but I've stayed safe because I live with someone that's high risk. So I'm not going to go out there and just be, lazy about shit. No, I'm going to protect myself because I know I can bring it home. So these guys just got to do better, man. It's inexcusable,
You're protecting your family, by protecting yourself, and you understand that correlation. So shout out to you. Real quick, Bob on the COVID outbreak in Tyson Fury's camp says, "I really screamed at all of them. It was a complete F up. There was no precaution taken. A lot of it was our fault. They, Wilder's team, did the right thing. They're to be commended. We didn't." And that was his comments to World Boxing News in an interview with, I believe it was Dan Rayfels who put that out. But so shout out to him, and shout out to D-Style for pretty much memorizing all those quotes. Like, you nailed those. It's good to see it. But at the same time, it's kind of like the steroid scandal in baseball. With like Roger Clemens and a lot of those guys, right? A-Rod, he was at a point where it was like, it happened so much. It was like, he knew, I just got to admit to it. Like, that's the best thing to do is come out and take the responsibility. And that's where Bob's in a situation where we had so many of these fights. I mean, how many times did Herring get postponed because of COVID? Like, I feel like that fight got thrown back like 4 times. No joke. But for him to come out and get ahead of it, 3 straight, exactly. And so, for him to come out and get ahead of it, I think that was the best thing to do.
Now, I don't look, obviously, and look, like there's a dude out here that's like angry at me because I didn't have the same energy for Teofimo, and which is cool. But you guys need to understand that Fury just has a pattern of behavior, and I reacted the way I reacted, right? I mean, it's the way it is, okay? And when I found out he didn't take the second vaccine, that kind of annoyed me, to be honest. Okay, just keeping it real. And I hope they did take the second vaccine this time. And I hope this fight happens, right? Shout out to Boxer Girl on here, Fisty Anna in the building. How's it going? Make sure you guys hit my like button, share the video on all your social media platforms. And we still have some topics to touch on here. One of them, of course, Canelo Plant, according to Coppinger, got postponed. We will be talking about that next, of course. But first, we got a fight this weekend with Conor Benn against Adrian Granados out of Chicago. All right, so Granados came out, man. It's a story I saw on Boxing Scene, and he said, I'm no Samuel Vargas. Conor Benn made a mistake, is what he said, right? Now, we all know Adrian Granados, sometimes he gets washed, but sometimes he gives guys a good fight. And sometimes it's correlated to what type of camp did he have. He had a lot of fights where he did not have a full camp, for example, short notice fights. Is Conor Benn in for a fight here? He is a young, hungry, but he's a young lion, right? Against a veteran like Adrian Granados. Can he present him with some problems here? What do you think, Gfunky? Is this a fight that bring a lot of challenges for the man who speaks better Spanish than Vergil Ortiz?
That's a. I would
Yo no
say
tengo miedo, nadie.
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff from Ben.
A mí
But
me
I'll say
gusta
this.
pelear. A mí me gusta pelear.
I don't think he'll present problems, but I think it's a good test. I think Ben should win easy. Granados been in a lot of tough fights in his career, and I think at this point he's just another step up for Ben. I mean, it's a step in the right direction, and I like what I've seen out of Ben so far in his career. And I mean, I think if he fought a Granados that was maybe a couple years younger, maybe I would say, yeah, I could give him some trouble. But I think other than just being tough at this point, and he is a tough son of a bitch, he can fight. I just don't see him giving any problems. I think he can. I think he'll control the fight pretty easily and go on to win. And then I expect another good step in the right direction after this from Ben. So let's see what the kids got. You never know with these veterans, but I don't anticipate anything from Granados to give him any kind of trouble.
Yo no tengo miedo a nadie. A mí me gusta pelear. You know what I mean? Well, what do you make of it, Mario?
Yeah, listen, I think that number one, I'm just interested in this fight. Number one, I think the style matchup of these guys is very fan-friendly or could lead to a fan-friendly fight. Conor Benn is a dude who is, he's 18-0 right now, 12 KOs, but he's got some really notable wins on his resume, and he's on a trajectory that is just so positive, and I mean the momentum he's creating. When he walks in the ring on Saturday night or afternoon for us, he'll have beaten Sebastian Formella, Samuel Vargas, and then if he puts Adrian Granados on his record as a W, those are 3 significant wins in a row. Now, these aren't world beaters. This doesn't put him in pound for pound. None of this. It doesn't, halt him over, certain guys at welter. No. But what this does is absolutely show that he is one of the up-and-comers that's fighting that's up. Who's Boots fighting? And I'm not saying that that's Boots' fault. He's definitely been avoided. But who are some of the other guys in that weight class that are fighting? I mean, welterweights are known for not giving us the fights. Conor Benn's out here trying to give us the fights. It's going to be a good one. And that card is good too, by the way. It's got a lot of decent fighters on it. Should be a good one.
Absolutely. So, guys, I'm about to close out this poll. It looks like Vergil, Ortiz, Jojo. You know what? It's kind of close, so we're going to keep it on for a little bit. So it's kind of 47, 43%. So we're going to keep it for a little bit. Make sure you vote. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. How's it going? Boxer, how's it going? Shushan in the building. How's it going, brother? HLD, how's it going? Look, people are mentioning the power of Conor Benn, but how much has he depended on that power? So sometimes guys are used to seeing guys crumble in front of them when they land that big shot. And if Granados doesn't crumble, what can that do to the psyche of Conor Benn? And that's why you have these fights. This is the type of fight to have to see, what happens when you don't take a guy out. What type of medal are you going to have, in the latter half? And that's what I'm hoping happens. I'm hoping Granados takes his best shots, so he could take him to the second half, so we could see a little more from Conor Benn. See how much dog he has in him, because that's one thing that for whether right or wrong, a lot of fight fans here in the U.S. question UK fighters of not having that dog in them. You know what I mean? This is a fight where he could potentially show us that dog in him, and get ready for this one, Gfunky. Just get ready for this one. He's going to get hit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
he's going to get hit. Like
in a boxing match?
No.
Gonna get hit?
In a boxing fight? You sure?
Who gets hit in boxing, bro? What is
this?
Who
gets hit in boxing? That's weird.
Because I can guarantee you, man, I think he's going to have a good performance, solid, convincing performance, and it's going to be some dudes out here. I don't know, man, he got hit. I'm kind of worried about Conor Benn. He got hit too much. Which it is a thing, getting hit too much, but sometimes guys get hit like a normal amount, and people make the biggest deal about it. But we will see.
Berlanga, cough, Berlanga.
This is a full camp for Granados, right? This isn't like some short camp or.
Yeah, and that was one thing that Conor had said too, is that he wasn't picking him, literally picking him, like some other guys did in the past. So yeah, I think you said it best. This is the shot for Conor to see what he's got. I mean, he went 10 with Fundora, right? I mean, I'm sorry, Formella. But regardless, like, this is a different kind of fight. It could be a different kind of fight. So we'll see how it goes in the second half.
Absolutely. Let's do a little bit of a early preview. Shout out to Afro Rican G. Thank you for the membership, brother. Much appreciated. August 14th, Vergil Ortiz, right? Who will close the poll here. Let's say he just said stout JoJo. Sorry, Gfunky. You know what I mean? But that is that. But we're going to talk about him here, right? Vergil Ortiz is going to be fighting Mean Machine, and I'm looking forward to this one, right? Because Mean Machine, I mean, his only loss is to Crawford, right? So it's like, how much can we really punish him for that? I don't know. And he also technically should have a knockdown on Crawford, which, So did they count it? Did the ref? I don't remember the ref counted it. Did the ref count it?
No,
right?
It wasn't counted against.
Okay, so it wasn't kind of like the Mayweather Judah situation, something like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, very similar.
Missed it.
So
missed it.
Vergil Ortiz against Mean Machine, who I cannot pronounce the name. It is what it is. So it's one of my weaknesses. I got to work on that. But Mario from the Boxing Voice, talk to us. What do you think of this fight, and who do you think is going to win this fight?
Man, listen, I'm going to start off with the fact that I got to go with Vergil. I got to go with Vergil until he proves that he isn't the destructive force that he seems to be. Now we're not talking Crawford, we're not talking Spence, we're not talking the top of the division. We're talking about Velasquez, who is a formidable opponent, who has been in there with Crawford, and even though Crawford did end up getting him out of there early, I think it was the 9th round, put him down twice, if I'm not mistaken. He did have his struggles. And so this is a formidable opponent. This is a guy who you'll be able to give an eye test. Like, we always talk about how in boxing, you can't say, well, since fighter A beat fighter B and fighter C beat fighter A, that means fighter C beats fighter B. Like, no, that's bullshit. But what we can do is assess performances and say, okay, well, this guy handled Crawford a certain way. So if Verge is able to take him out, well, then at the very least, he's able to swim in those pools. At the very least, whether he wins or not, it doesn't matter. That's the question that we have answered. And Velasquez is a guy who's going to take him, is going to be tough. He's not going to go out easy. And, at the end of the day, we're also going to see what Verge, I think, does if he gets put into uncomfortable situations or situations where he can't just dictate the pace. That's what happened in the Hooker fight. He was able to do that. Hooker got off, in the mid rounds, but Verge was able to adapt. I think ultimately we see not a new version, but we'll be able to see the wider array of skills with Vergil Ortiz in this fight.
All right. Well, what do you think, Gfunky? Vergil Ortiz against Mean Machine. Him.
Velasquez. Yeah. I like the fight, man. I love the fight. And
is it like calabazas? Like calabasas? Like what?
I think it's Velasquez.
Yo, that was actually close.
But this is a good fight, man. Really good fight, especially for Vergil. He's moving up just perfectly, I think. I think Golden Boy is doing a tremendous job moving him up at the right pace. And this is a guy that I've seen a lot of people in the chat. They're saying that he gave Crawford some problems. I would agree with that. He did give him a little bit of trouble. And I do think that was a knockdown. As much as I like Crawford, like, I'm not going to sit up here and lie, act like, it was a knockdown. No, he got hit with a shot and went down. He wasn't hurt. It was a flash knockdown. But, he got up and stopped him, and then I think it was the next 2 rounds or something like that. Yeah. The dog came out and he ended the guy. So it's a good opponent for Vergil, man. And I think Vergil is going to be one of these guys. From what I'm hearing, Boots Ennis is not going to be fighting at 147 pounds anymore, which I was bummed out about, because I was hoping that those 2 guys can meet at 147 at one point, bring back this division, because these guys are the welterweights, not welterweight. These welterweights waiting around all day to fight each other. And I'm just disappointed, man, because it's a good division. There's a lot of fighters there, but these guys ain't trying to get it on, So I was hoping that these 2 young guys would bring the division back. Maybe they can fight, 154, whatever. But I like the kid. I think he's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a tough fight though. But I just think he's better right now. He's younger, he's fresher. I think he's got a little bit quicker hand speed. I think he throws better combinations. But I do see Mean Machine having some success in there and really testing the young kid out. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm not gonna say who I think is gonna win yet because I'm gonna make my prediction, but I like the fight.
Is he gonna land some punches?
What do you mean, land punches? So that's
is Vergil gonna get hit?
That happens?
Hey,
this isn't hockey, Esau.
Like I don't know, because if he gets hit, he might have to retire. You know what I mean? I don't like guys getting hit. I think it's got to be like the Matrix. He's got to avoid everything. You know
exactly. Word, you're right.
Yeah, I agree with Gfunky. I think Vergil's gonna win this fight on the inside, man. He's gonna win it on the inside. He's gonna dig to that body, attack that rib cage. I think he's gonna wear down Mean Machine. I think it's going to be a close fight for the first 4 or 5 rounds, and I think slowly but surely he's going to break away, wear him down, and I think he stops him late. I think Vergil Ortiz tires him out, stops him late. There might be a moment or two for Mean Machine. He might land like a big shot. Maybe the knees of Ortiz will buckle, but I think that discipline, being out of the Robert Garcia gym, is going to pay dividends for him. Speaking of Robert Garcia, so a little bit brought it to my attention. And it's funny because we did the Franco Maloney 3 early preview like 2 weeks ago, and it didn't even hit me. It's on the same day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where will Robert Garcia be? Is he going to be with Franco against Maloney in the trilogy, or will he be with the young prospect or contender, we should say, Vergil Ortiz? Where is he going to go?
I saw that. That was a great question by L-Dub. Very good question. Yeah, I didn't think of that until right now. I think it's got to be with Vergil, like without knowing any insider, anything, without talking to any of them, just on an assumption, I would say Verge. That's your money guy. That's the guy who's right now on that path. The Franco fight's a big fight. It is, but it's at a division that doesn't get as much attention. So, I think it's with Verge.
Yeah, it's too big of a step up for Verge. And Verge has the most potential to be like a big star for him. More paydays.
Agreed.
He's in a glamour division, welterweight. And Franco, I mean, they've already had 2 cams against Maloney.
Beat him already.
Yes. You know what I mean? Like he should be
beat him already.
Yeah.
It's a tough one though. Like, I mean, what if Vergil just goes with his dad or something in the corner?
I don't know. I just don't think that. I think that could happen, but I don't think that would be the smartest decision because, like y'all both mentioned, this is his toughest fight. This is the glamour division. This checks all the boxes, and like Gfunky just said, they've already trained for Maloney, twice. And other than a bad start, and I'll admit it was a very bad start. Franco's shown that he can handle him. So I don't know. That's a good ass question.
Well, so if you guys were betting, man, he's going to be at the Vergil fight.
Yeah, if I had to bet on it, I would say Verge.
Yeah, I think he's got to be with Vergil.
I think so too. Because I mean, for me, the determining factor would be, look, I'll train you. I'll be here all through training camp. But I mean, we already beat this guy. So what else can he bring to the table that's any different? Than the first couple of times you've seen him. So, I would stick it out with Vergil. Although, if he decided to go with Franco and Vergil decided to go with his father, according to Sonteo Media, our friend who's down there often at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, he's been training him pretty much his whole life too. Probably longer than Robert. So I don't think they would miss a step, but I would think he would go with the guy who has the potential to make the most money, and that would be Ortiz, no doubt about it.
Hey, great call by Aldo. That's a very good question, and slipped my mind. Didn't even think about that one. So we will see. I think he'll be with Vergil. Big step up, unless they're that confident. Let me tell you, if Robert Garcia is not with Vergil, that means they're extremely confident. Like they see something in Mean Machine that they just don't. I don't know. I think it'll send a message. I think, or they're just miscalculating. Like one or the other, right? Because what a disaster would it be if he's not in the corner and Vergil loses, right? So Saying shout out to Tony Boswell. Much respect to HCP and the chat. Smash the like button. Show support for the hard work. And if you like the content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel and give us a like as well. Absolutely, man. The hard work is real, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, like, I'm just saying.
I'm a hard-working man.
But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Just throwing that out there. So, hey, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the membership as well. Shout out to the one and the only Tony Boswell, okay?
Tony.
You know, and official LDBC rep says, I'm okay with Mexicans going with Robert Garcia. It limits their growth. Well, that's very classy of you right there, LDBC rep. You know what I mean? Very classy of you, brother.
Yeah, pretty typical. Pretty typical of that group, huh?
Yeah, the boxing historian. Much love to HCP. Absolutely, brother. Teofimo Lopez is ducking. He says, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." Man, what do you think? She fucking is he ducking? Quack quack.
No, I don't think fighters
Coffee
duck, man.
duck.
You know, and when I was much younger, I would think that, you know, that fighters were afraid to fight one guy or the. But look, I said this in my last video, man. Guys aren't afraid to fight. This is what they do for a living. They don't fight. They don't eat. Mario said it earlier today, too. We talked about it. You don't get in the ring. Guess what? You're not getting paid. These guys want to fight. They've been training their whole lives to fight. There's no reason to be afraid of anybody. That's just BS talk. That's all that is, man.
Yeah, I agree. I got friends that drive trucks, right? And I got some friends that, you know, they deliver Pampers and Q-tips and stuff. And I have other friends who, you know, they deal with gasoline and they're driving oil and, you know, they're putting it into the tanks and into, you know, where we pump our gas and stuff, and they get hazard pay. You know, that's what this is all about, is when you're fighting the best. It's not hazard pay. That sounds weird. That sounds like, you know, scared or whatever. But it's like the more you expect from a fight, the more you expect to get paid. You know, the more you expect to be taken care of. So you're absolutely right. You said that best. That these guys aren't scared. You know, that's how I used to feel when I was younger too. Like, oh man, you guys scared of De La Hoya. Oh man, Trinidad's scared to fight him again. He knows he get beat. You know, but the truth is these guys just expect to get paid what they're worth.
Trinidad was kind of scared though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Trinidad probably was a pussy. No, I'm playing.
Oh,
no, but what I mean,
De La Hoya won anyway, so I don't care.
Like maybe we could say not off, but like, you know, Spinks looked a little intimidated of Mike Tyson. He looked intimidated to me.
That's true.
To be honest,
like intimidation.
He looked like he was a little like, whoa. Like I think some guys carry an aura with them, and sometimes the aura goes away. And if you notice, there's like a pattern. Like when Tyson's aura went away, then all of a sudden nobody was that look wasn't there anymore. Guys didn't have that look anymore. But
no, that's a good point.
There's guys that have an aura, you know, like Rolly, right? He's got that aura. You know, he carries this aura with him. But I don't know about Rolly, man. Does Rolly have the aura? What do you guys think?
No.
Rolly has the persona. I'll put it that way. He has the persona of a guy you should be, I don't know, worried about. That's probably a weird way to put that, but he's got the persona to make you believe, right? The way he talks. I mean, I think there are very few in the game that do it as well as he does, as natural and organically as he does. But nah, you know, I don't believe you. You need more people.
Well, okay. Well, what about? Is there any fighter right now that has an aura like that? That you know what I mean? Anyone you guys could think of that has an aura that could intimidate some fighters? I mean, I do think that's a thing. You know, I'm not saying it's often, but some guys carry it with them.
Yeah, it's hard for me to like. I know like a Masvidal. He's a guy who I see it in him, right? And I know that's MMA. But I agree. Like, well, the point I'm trying to make is I do see it in fighters. I do see it. It's just this aura that they have that it's like, yo, that's a dude you do not want to F with unless you got to. You know what I mean? Unless it's like back against the wall, and, you know, whatever. But yeah, some of those guys have it, but man, I'm trying to think of I mean, there's a lot of fighters that I just think walk around and they know, like Terrence Crawford walks around, Canelo walks around, they know how good they are. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that presence that Mike had, You know what I mean? Mike had in the 90s where it's like you just look into his eyes and you're like, yo, he's about to F someone up for real. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if anybody intimidated anybody, that was definitely the dude.
All right. Well, there we go. Just wanted to throw that out there because I remember Spanx was like, looking at the dude, like, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there, you know, and maybe it's not necessarily fear, but I guess intimidation could be fear. I don't know,
it was intimidation, more than fear. Because I mean, he got in the ring, fought him. If he was scared, he would have just said, "No, I don't want to fight him."
It wasn't. Yeah,
I'm just saying. If you're afraid,
really
you're not gonna get in.
but...
You know, you wouldn't get in.
Yeah, he got in the ring with him. Yeah, that's true. You know, it takes courage to get in the ring if someone is intimidating you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're intimidated by a guy. It takes courage to get in the ring with him, and he did. So to his credit, you know, shout out to Michael Spanx. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about Canelo versus Plant. But before we do, I just want to do the honors before we do. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
With his trainer, Eddie Reynoso, wearing black with white, also weighing in at 167.6 pounds. In his professional career, 54 victories, including 36 big wins by knockout, only 1 defeat with 2 draws, and he's undefeated for 6 years, and considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best in the world. He's the former 2-time light middleweight world champion, former middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, the reigning, defending super middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, representando al gran campeón, Saúl Canelo.
Look, so it looks to me, Coppinger puts out a report, says that these negotiations fell apart in the 11th hour. Like you know what I mean? And I was being reported, I was being told, oh, no, this thing's done. Like all this other negotiations, little things. You know what I mean? Like, it's just little things. That's all it is. They're just working out the little kinks, the little details. You know, yeah. So just a couple of things to look at here, right? Just a few anyway, right? So there's some quotes from Coppinger. This is a quote from Plant. Quote, Canelo was offered the highest guarantee of his career. He was set to make 40 million plus Mexican TV rights and his Hennessy sponsorship. No problem. Let's fight. We give it to him. Then they wanted the upside of the gate and paper revenue. No problem. Let's rumble. Continue quote. It was always agreed that it was a title unification, no rematch for either fighter. Towards the end of the negotiations, they asked for a rematch when they lose. No problem. You can have the rematch as well. I just want to fight. But just a couple of things here. One that is absurd. If I get injured or sick, then he gets a late replacement for the same amount of guaranteed money. But if he gets sick or injured, then we got to wait for him, Plan at it. We are at the 7.5 weeks from the fight. We've lost valuable time that should be spent promoting and drug testing for a fight of this magnitude. I question whether legacy or money is a real motive. We've been waiting for him to get done with his wedding, shooting his TV show, his golf tournament, and now he have tried to give him everything he wants and more to make this fight. I'm more than willing, able, and ready to fight Canelo Alvarez on any dates. Those are the real facts, and if anyone has something to say differently, we have the paperwork to prove it. This is all according to Plant. These are direct quotes from Coppinger. You guys can see him on his Twitter. You know what? What do you mean you're not agreeing to if I get sick, he gets a late replacement? What do you mean? Like the show has to go on if he gets sick or injured, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, then don't get sick and injured. Like, I'm just saying. Sweet hand, whether you're sweet hand super or what? Now I gotta go to Mario first because he's got that badass headband on. You know what I mean? El Canelo. So it's by default I have to go to you first, right? whoever's watching this is like, yo, who's that Canelo dude? Like, you know what I mean? Who's this fan of Canelo, right? So talk to us. What do you make of it, brother?
Listen, I too was with you in the sense that I never thought that this was done until it was done, until they came out. And I had been hearing those same, rumors and, oh, this is done. This is as good as done. People in my DMs like, this is done, right? And all I've heard is that the last thing I heard was that, Plant and his team were working hard to get this done, and Eddie as well. I heard that the negotiations were hard and they were getting tougher. Luis de Cubas is a very talented negotiator and very smart. He's got a smart team. Both of them do. Bottom line, though, is in all of that, I didn't hear anything that he was disagreeing upon. All he continued to give were things that he conceded to. But the problem for me is that you're supposed to concede to those things. You're the B-side. This is your opportunity. Like, does anybody ever think about the Mayweather run, specifically when he was on Showtime and switched over from HBO? Like, he was getting fight after fight. We never heard about Maidana, negotiation stalled because Maidana doesn't want to give up pay-per-view rights, or Robert Guerrero doesn't fight because he wants more gate. Like, we never heard any of these. People took the fight because they knew it was their opportunity, their opportunity to win and become the man and then dictate the terms. I've yet to hear what it is that's held this up for real. Like, you're not going to tell me that it's any of these things, because all these things that have been mentioned, the rematch clause, the percentage split, all these things are supposed to be in Canelo's favor anyway. So what is it that's really hung this up? Truly, I honestly believe that this might be a Plant story.
I gave it to him.
Yeah, exactly. I gave it to him. Like, you're in a position to give anything. Like, no, this is bullshit. You are this is your shot. You believe in yourself, then believe in yourself enough to take the gamble and then get the win, beat him again, and then you're the person that dictates how much the split is, what the percentage is, who's giving up what, who gets the rematch clause, all these things. So nothing in here has been like surprising or made me feel more empathetic for Plant's side. I feel like, take the fight because you got to take the fight. At the end of the day, this is the biggest fight and nothing else can compare to it. So
that's right. Hit my like button, guys. Hit my like button. I love the HCP family. 50 watching, 55 likes. That's what it's all about. You show up, you jab that like button. That's what it's all about, okay? The views should match the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I'm just saying. Because it's free. It's free to, I'm not asking him to do 10 rounds with Mike Tyson. I'm just asking him to press the like button. You know what I mean? Hey, but you guys showed up. Like, you throw that jab, well done. You know what I mean? Hey, Chief Funky, talk to us, brother. Talk to us. Like, what's going on? He said that it's bullshit that if I get injured or COVID, he gets a replacement to fight. Like, I don't want Benavidez to step in and get the fight. Fuck that bullshit, he said, right?
Yeah, this is very, very peculiar, man, from a guy he's not even the B side. He's like the C side, maybe the D side to Canelo. Like, we all know that, the A side is going to control, they're going to make demands, all that type of stuff. Now, when Mayweather fought De La Hoya in 2007, what did he have control over? Nothing. And you know what happened? He took the fight.
Chile.
Man. Yeah, he took the fight and he won the fight. And look, he was never the A side, never the B side again after that. Same thing with Canelo here in a way, right? He fights Mayweather after he became the A side, beating De La Hoya. And look what he had to go through with his fight with Mayweather. He didn't get paid a lot of money, right? He came up on the short end of the stick, which is normal. But they had to fight at a catch weight, right? Which I'm against. And I already know people in the chat. Oh, you're just saying that because it's Mayweather. No, I've been on record saying I don't like catch weights for 10 years here on YouTube. 10 years I've been saying I don't like catch weights. I don't give a fuck who does it. I don't like him. I called Canelo out when he was doing catch weights with people. I don't like it. But you know what? He wanted the fight. He buckled to the demands. He had to. He didn't have a choice. Plant's got to do the same. You just making excuses at this point. I don't know if it's all from him or if it's from the PBC. I don't know what it is, man. All I know is this stuff doesn't seem that outrageous to call the fight off. It just doesn't, man. You know, you're gonna make a lot of money, Plant. You telling me you because of this little thing, you're willing to go back and make maybe $1 million fighting somebody else when you could get 10? Like you're gonna go from 10 to 1 if you even get 1, depending on who you fight. Like Canelo said, you fight with nobody, man. That's what Plant's been doing his whole career. So just take the fucking money, dude. If you're that confident and you're that good in your abilities, go in there and beat him. That solves everything. Beat him. That's all you got to do, and or at least put up a good fight, something. But this little shit here, man, I don't understand it, man. For me, I'm looking at it like again from a competitor's perspective. Like, yes, if somebody asked me, like, yeah, Canelo's good, yeah, but do I think he's better than me? No, I'm gonna go in there and beat him. That's what Plant should be thinking in his head right now. But he's not. He's talking about money. Like, why are you worried about how much Canelo's making? Like, why are you worried about what another man's making? You're making $10 million, which is a ton more than what you've ever made. Just worry about yourself. Worry about getting in shape. Stay safe. Follow guidelines. Don't get sick. Don't get injured. And make your money. And whatever happens in the fight happens. But fight, man. Like, I'm tired of this bullshit, man. Fight.
Satan 9 says they just making it difficult because once Canelo has all the belts, all the PBC fighters will need to fight on the zone if they want to challenge him for the belts. Canelo's preferred network. Okay, I mean that's always a possibility, but it's also a possibility to plan himself. I think people are giving this guy a crutch and they're giving him an out. It's on Plant. I'm telling you. Oh no, but it's Al though. No, it's PBC. It's Watson. It's the Watson twins. You know what I mean? It's everybody on PBC. No. The onus is on Plant. That's who the onus is on. Canelo said, "Give me Lara." The lawyer said, "I don't think you want to fight Lara. Like, give me Lara." That's what he said, and they gave him Lara. This is everything, dude. You got one chip. Canelo has a mountain of chips on the other side. He's putting them all on the line for you, brother. And you're worried about how many chips he has. You're worried about, he's going to get the highest guarantee he ever gotten. What is it to you? What do you care?
For real.
What about you? What about the money you're making?
Yeah. You're making
Canelo's got it close to 40. You never got it close to what you're making. You're going to make 10 times the amount. Canelo would have to be making $300 million to get the times amount that you're getting. So let's not even talk numbers. I don't even believe, okay? I don't even believe. And you know what, Big Dog Willie? You're right, he's not. He pays more than Mayweather. How about that? Mayweather's giving guys $3 million, $4 million. That's chump change compared to what Canelo's giving guys. He's a better A-side, by far. It's not even close. We could put numbers up against anybody any day. And I'm not even complaining because those are big paydays. $4 million is a lot of money. Those guys, like that was a lot of money for Robert Guerrero. I'm glad he got that money. Maidana made $2 million, $3 million. Then he got another $1.5 million or something because of the gloves. Hey, good for you. But let's stop acting like Canelo ain't being generous with these dudes because he is. He is. He's being very generous. Let's make this damn fight. Let's make this damn fight already. All the belts are on the line, dude. You're worried about what if you get COVID? You're worried what if you get injured? Well, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, because the contract says that if I don't win, or I'm sorry, if I get injured or COVID or sick, Canelo gets to fight somebody else. Oh, boo-hoo. Plant doesn't get the payday if something happens with him while the show goes on. A lot of money goes into promoting these events. A lot of money, time, effort. So they throw in a Benavides and they throw in a Moriel or whoever, right? Whoever PBC's got or whoever else could come in. Then the show goes on. So what? So what if Canelo gets look at what we're arguing about. So Canelo gets injured. You're complaining that you keep the fight and they just move the date. That's what you're complaining about? That's what's unfair? Can somebody make this make sense for me?
Nope, I can't. Because Caleb Plant as an A-side is not the same thing as Canelo as an A-side. Like, of course, like you want them to. What do you want to do? You want a late replacement? You want us to dig up Monroe somewhere and pack on a few pounds and have him come out off the couch, like, and expect to get the same payday? Like, no, that's not going to happen for you, brother. Like, Canelo is worth something. And I'm not saying Caleb Plant isn't. It's just in this case, there is a clear distinction between the two. And it's written in facts. Like, it's not like this is my opinion. Oh, who's better, Spence or Crawford? No, this is one guy's been on the big stage, continue to deliver on that big stage, and the other guy's yet to even step up and really fight anybody that I would consider, a name of value that puts you on that pedestal.
I hear facts.
How much did Canelo make for the Mayweather fight? It was like $2 million guaranteed, something like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Was it? I could look it up.
So. It was a pretty low number.
But the thing is this, man. I see people in the chat like nobody up here is saying that Canelo's better than Mayweather. We're not saying that. Like, you guys get triggered by the littlest things. Yeah, you guys get triggered by the littlest things. What we're saying is this: he's the A side, just like Mayweather was the A side to all of his opponents after he beat Oscar. Like, you can't deny that. That's just the facts. And you can't deny the fact that the man is paying his opponents better than Mayweather at this point. I mean, they just are. Like, look, Plant, who the fuck has he fought? To make $10 million. Nobody. This will be his biggest payday. You want payday. You want payday. That's what he's going to get here. Get your ass in the ring and fucking fight, man. Stop bullshitting. Stop worrying about what's in another man's pockets. You start to remind me of these man fans out here on YouTube worried about guys getting paid and shit. Why do you care? Make your own money. At the end of the day, I'm just tired of that bullshit, man. Anybody want to come get that smoke next Monday night, you can come talk to us about it. We're always open.
Mayweather Canelo made over 2 million pay-per-view buys, and after the pay-per-view upside, Canelo took home $12 million.
He was guaranteed 5, is what I saw.
Okay, so let's say guaranteed 5, right? Imagine if Canelo would have said, no, I want 15 million. And Mayweather says, well, too bad. I'll fight somebody else. Like, how about that? Like, because at that point, Mayweather could have fought whoever the fuck he wanted to fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He had options. Like, like, it's the way it is. It's the way it is, guys. Like, Plant is more expendable than Mayweather. I don't care what anybody says. It's like that employee saying, pay me $12 an hour. I don't want to make minimum wage anymore. Okay, well, there's the door. Because guess what? Somebody else will play tomorrow, and they're going to work for less. So that's just, like, I'm not saying Plant is at that level. It's just an example, right? But he's more expendable, meaning they could find other opponents that will gleefully take $10 million fucking dollars or half of that for a shot to fight Canelo for greatness and for all those belts. Dudes will do flips for that shit. Okay, like, it's just the truth. You're more expendable, dude. Robert Guerrero was expendable. That's why he had to settle for $4 million, and Mayweather took a big part of the lion's share. It's the way it is.
He made like $30 million.
Imagine if Mayweather would have said, no, I don't want to box you. I don't want to fight in Cleto Reyes gloves, Oscar. I don't want to fight in that small ring.
Yeah.
Well, Oscar fights somebody else, and Mayweather never gets a De La Hoya fight.
Exactly. And don't y'all find the interview timely here? Like, because it's like, here comes Plant, who's been relatively silent over this time, right? And gives a full-fledged interview to Cop as this stuff breaks, right? Isn't it kind of weird that the guy who had already been on record as to not taking this fight made sure that he came out in advance and gave an interview? Like, this was his attempt to get everybody on his side, to empathize. Oh, he wants a rematch and not give you one? He wants this and that. Like, he's trying to convince people that this is the Canelo side because of the narrative that was already out there. So I think that this was a very timed and very strategic interview on his part. But unfortunately, nothing in that interview suggests to me, or like gives me any feel like Canelo side's being unfair or they want or demanding. Like, show me the demand that's so outrageous that A sides before you haven't gotten. Like, where is that? Like, oh, Canelo wants me to wear the colors he wants me to wear. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, let's talk about that. If that were the case, oh, Canelo wants me to come out in a bunny rabbit suit. Okay, now he's fucking trolling. Like, that's weird. But nothing was out of the ordinary.
Yeah, sweet, Mario, kind Plant. Go ahead.
I tell you this, Mario. If somebody's going to pay me $10 million to fight and they say come out in a bunny suit, I'd be a bunny hopping motherfucker. Let me tell you.
Bro, I'll come out as a Burger King dude like they have with Floyd.
Yes.
Yeah, you could pay me that. You're right.
And by the way, this isn't nothing new. Well, it's always something with Plant, by the way. This isn't the first time they've negotiated, guys.
Exactly.
This is the deepest they've gone into negotiations, right? This is like Canelo doing all the work, playing Thanos, and now he's going for the last fucking belt, right?
Yeah.
And they're deep into negotiations, and in the 11th hour, it all fell apart. Now, granted, I just want to throw this out there. It's always possible that Coppinger got some information and interpreted it in a way and maybe exaggerated it. Who knows, right? Maybe the negotiations, maybe something small happened and it's not that big of a deal. I just want to throw that caveat out there to people, okay?
Yeah.
But sweet time Plan. First, I need more time to prepare, right? I just finished because I'm gonna tie it to his quote, by the way. First, he said, "No, I need more time to prepare. I just finished having a fight with Fig and Butts, and I need to recover. I don't want to jump into another training camp. It's too much for me. You know what I mean?" And then he was offered the fight again, which Smith took. Well, I don't have enough time to prepare. What do you mean you want me to take a fight at short notice? Are you crazy? Right? And then now he's complaining about, I have to wait for Canelo to get married. Okay? I mean, I know dude's fought 3 times in 5 months, but I have to wait for him to get married. I have to wait for him to, go golfing. I have to wait for everything. Like, I'm waiting for Canelo. I'm patiently waiting. You're the one that said you needed more time. You're the one that said you didn't have enough time. And now you're complaining about time. Sweet time Plant. What is it with this dude? What do you mean you waited for Canelo? Like, I waited for him to get married. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. How about that? You've been out for the fight 3 times now. Every time there's something with the time. Not enough time. Too much time. And now it's about, Canelo, he's making me wait. Look at this. The dude went out here. He got married. Okay. I know he did all the work. I know he got 3 of the fucking 4 belts. I only got 1, and I haven't fought shit since then. Okay. So I fought the Subway dude. Okay. I fought fucking Fig and Butts. Okay. And I fought my Tocayo. All right. Truex. Right. That's all you fought, dude. But the guy doing all the manual labor. Okay, the Mexican that did all the hard work, mowed all the lawn, okay, did all the shit. You're complaining about the dude. You're complaining, dude. You're crying about the time. He can't even get married? Like you're mad because he got married. You're the one that said, I need more time to prepare. I mean, I need at least 6 months to prepare, right? Take the fucking money, brother. You're going to make more money. Life-changing money. The money you could make on the back end if you win.
Generational
It's
wealth.
unbelievable. You will become a star overnight. If you put up a good fight, okay, even if you lose, your name's going to be out there.
Yes. Great point. That's what happened with Cotto with Mayweather. Even though Cotto was a name, Mayweather, he looked good against Mayweather. He reinvented his career. We're not talking about a young Cotto or, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't in Caleb Plant's situation. This is a guy that everybody fit the narrative that he was done. And at the end of the day, his fight against Floyd propelled him even further in loss. So you're absolutely right. The one thing I will say that gives me a little bit of hope or a little bit of optimism that this fight isn't done is that I know, without being able to really give a source, I know for a fact that the Triple G was a huge part of their backup plan, the Canelo. And because Triple G Murata looks like it's very close to being done, if it isn't done and they're just waiting for the announcement, it tells me that they'd be more willing to go back to that 11th hour and see if they could fix it. Again, this feels strategic. I feel like the story was put out there purposely, like, and not for any malicious reasons, but to maybe perhaps bring it along and get it to the final finish line. So there is still some hope that this gets done for me, but I'm not crying if Bivol's the end game. I still think that that's crazy fight for him to take right now, but it might not be the commercial success, but I still like it.
I agree with
by the
you,
way,
man.
the audacity of Plant saying, I don't think Canelo's really serious about legacy or money here. I mean, I don't think he's serious about his legacy. Like, are you shitting me right now? you're the one that doesn't want to, take the fight, brother. Like people got to see that this is planned, right? I'm just saying.
Dude, I
Like,
agree.
even
with
the dog knows, right? Look, he looks upset at Plant right now.
This is Canella. This is Canella. I swear to God, it's her name, Canella.
Canella, that's what it's all about right there. That's what it's all about, Gfunky.
I think
any final thoughts about this, brother? You know, sweet
Mario,
time plants.
I think Mario hit a good point. I think that with all this shit that's been coming out this week,
Mario Barrios,
you know, no, a quote unquote leaked footage of Canelo getting worked over by Ellis in sparring. The same dude who claimed it was leaked and wrote the article. This is what he said about Plant. Listen to this. He went about some outlandish shit. Listen to this. He said, Caleb Plant equals a poor man's Mayweather. Dude literally said that in the article, and it said, Plant is a combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Billy Joe Saunders. While Plant isn't on the level of a Mayweather, but he can also do a lot of the same things Mayweather can, but with more power. Like, what on earth is wrong with these dudes? Like, this is he can
weighs like 60 pounds more than him, like walking around. Like, that's crazy.
Dude, mentioning like Plant and Mayweather in the same sentence, like, just slap yourself, please.
Yeah, you got to get your card pulled. You got to get your card pulled on that one.
So I think
let me tell you something, man. Audacity is a term I don't use often, but I mean, look at this shit, bro. I question whether legacy or money is a real motive. Bro, yes, they want to make a lot of money, and it's definitely for legacy because they're trying to dispute it. We've been waiting for him to get done with his wedding. Oh, God forbid Canelo gets married. By the way, he got married like 2 months ago or some shit. Like, what does that have to do with anything? Shooting his TV show. What the fuck do you care if he's shooting a TV show? What do you care if he's in a golf tournament? What does that have to do with you agreeing to the fight? What does that have to do with anything?
If anything, doesn't that give him an opportunity to work as Canelo's not? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got all these responsibilities that pull him forward. Yeah. Exactly. Like, you get to work, like you said. And now he's saying, oh, well, this time should have been, spent promoted. Like, first you need the time to fight, which I understood 100%, honestly. And then now it's the time to promote. Like, you do both? Like, you over there, like, you pulling utility role over there? Like, you the promoter and the... Nah, you ain't. You're lying, champ.
Look at this. One thing that is absurd, if I get sick or injured, then he gets a late replacement. Oh, my God, horrible. I mean, oh, my God, because he wants to keep fighting, right? But if I get injured, but if he gets injured, I got to wait for him. Like, I got to wait. I'm still going to get my payday, all right? Come on, man, right? Now, this, honestly, bro, if it is this, though, it does sound like something that can get resolved very easily. Honestly, it like, I refuse to believe this is what's stopping the fight from happening.
It's definitely not. I would be shocked upon shocked if any of these things, were the holdup. Like, they can't be. It's something else. It's got to be. It's like, definitely something he didn't mention.
All you got to do with Canelo is this, right? And this will be very reasonable, and I think everybody would agree. If you say you're injured or sick, you have to show us proof, or else we get a replacement. Just like that. That's a very easy solution to it all, to be honest. You know what I mean? And if it's an injury that's going to postpone it for months, then I'm sorry, bro. Like, if Canelo wants to fight somebody else while you're recovering from an injury, then too bad, too sad. You know what I mean?
I think this might be the first time I've ever heard a B-side getting paid literally like 10 times more than they've ever been paid, complaining about not his money, but the other guy's money. Like, dude, shut the hell up. Like, you're getting paid so much more money than you ever gotten paid. Like, just worry about your shit, man. Like, this is, I think you're right. These will get smoothed over. I still think the fight happens, man. But this is just weird. And
this is like the employee saying, "Oh man, if my employer told me that if I get injured, they're gonna get somebody else to fill in the job." You know what I mean? But if the plant shuts down, then I need to wait for them to reopen the plant. This is bullshit. Like, no, bro, it's just the way it is, dude. All right? Canelo's an entity, a money-making entity that needs to keep moving. And to be honest with you, I don't even know why PBC would side with plan on this. As long as you get it in writing, like, hey, man, as long as it's our Fox pay-per-view, yeah, we'll get your replacement. You know what I mean? Why not? Let's make that money, and we can make the plan fight later. But with that said, guys, man, I want to thank everyone who tuned in. This was the 68th edition of Hispanics, Causin Panic. I want to thank Mario for coming on, giving us his time and all that. You know what I mean? Mario, just give us some final thoughts and all that good stuff, brother.
Yeah, listen, I just hope at the end of the day this Canelo Plant fight gets done, it gets made. And to a degree, I think that, you know, PBC and Al, they I'm not gonna say need it, but you know, that contract's coming up. And if you're able to secure Canelo on Fox airwaves, that's a big coup for you. You know, Cop put it in the article, and you know, that was my first impression too of all of this. So it's, you know, it's good. We'll see if it happens. Hopefully it does. You can catch me at Mario McGee on Twitter, at Mario McGee on Instagram, and on the Boxing Voice every morning at THA Boxing Voice on YouTube. And thank you guys. Seriously, every time I have a blast. Yo, that crow shit killed me. Yeah, man, y'all are killing it. Love it. I hope I could be on the 100th episode when it comes up, because that thing coming up quick.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
You gotta have a big show for that, big party.
I agree, 100%, man. We're gonna have a party for the 70th one. You know what I mean? Every week's a party.
That's right. That's right.
Party around here, man.
That's right.
That's right. Gfunky, give us some final thoughts, brother.
Yeah, man, this was a good show. You know, I just hit 1,000 subs over on my channel, and you know, I want to give thanks to everybody that helped me out to get there. I really do appreciate the support. And like I said on the wrap up of that show we did when I hit 1,000, we're just getting started, man. I know this is HCP 68, or is it 69? I can't remember which one it is. We've done so many.
68, yeah.
But we started out small, man. D-Style said it, man. There were shows at the beginning. We got like 5 people watching, you know. Now we're getting up to 50, 60. And, you know, all the hard work is paying off, man. And we appreciate everyone that's come on and support us along the way. And let's continue to grow this thing, man. Let's continue to put boxing first. And let's get this, man. Let's just get this fight done. I'm sick and tired of the back and forth and the reports saying this and that. Let's just get this thing done, man. I want to see undisputed. So let's do it, man. Thanks everybody for watching. Hit the like button, and we're out, man.
And by the way, is that the link to A-Rod's channel is in the chat. You guys can go ahead and check them out. Al Chile with A-Rod and them, man. You know, it's just, you know, kick back, you know, just doing their thing. You know, Hispánicos causando desmadres is Sonteo Media. How's it going, brother? All that good stuff. Hey, by the way, who's down with HCP? Everybody. Shout out to everybody listening on audio form, on iHeart, Spotify, all that good stuff. This is D-Style Boxing. You keep it boxing. We're out of here.